Well, thank you for joining me today, Rockow. He is here. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, let us know what you do.
Yeah. So I work for Supplement Superstores. I manage the Brentwood location, and we really just help with everything health and wellness. So just coming from breaking down nutrition, helping with supplements, where does it fit throughout your day? A lot of that can get muddied and very difficult. So we like to make it very simple and clear it up for people.
Love that. I love that. Brentwood location is amazing, as all Supplement Superstore locations have been super helpful. And I know my clients' journeys and my personal journey as well. So a lot of the time I have people that come to me and they're like, I know I need to be eating more protein. I know I need to be getting more protein in my life. I'm going to start introducing protein shakes. And there is a million protein shakes out on the market,
Yes,
as you know.
is.
And so when they're like, when I flip it over and look at the label, what should I look for?
So the main thing we want to look for is the amount of protein, right? So we want complete sources of protein so our body can actually build muscle, burn fat, get the healthy stuff we're looking for, also known as muscle protein synthesis. So for females, I always say a good general rule of thumb is 20 to 30 grams. And then for males, 30 to 40. Now, I'm a big guy, right? So every person is still going to be their own entity, and they have to specialize to the vehicle they're using. So I'm going to be closer to 40 grams. If we have a smaller guy, he's going to be closer to 30. So it is going to depend on the person, but just a good rule of thumb is 20 to 30 grams for females, 30 to 40 grams for males per meal and snack. So every time we're sitting down, we want those ranges.
Love that. I have a lot of people that have kind of sensitivities to whey protein, or they'll be like, this certain type of protein powder hurts my stomach.
Yep.
Are there alternatives?
There most definitely is. So when it comes to sensitivities and issues in the gut and feeling bad, bloating, gas is a big one. There's two main routes we can go there. Are you lactose and dairy sensitive? But now a lot of people don't understand, or we just don't know, is that is going to be a processing issue as well. So how they process and what they actually put in this protein is going to be a big variable on how do I feel, how do I accept this protein, can my body use this protein? So looking at processing and looking at good quality proteins. What
does that mean? What does processing mean? How do I know?
How do
so
I
if you
look
could touch
for
on
it?
that, right?
Yeah. So on your jugs, you will always see good quality proteins that are gonna. So you can look in the ingredients, or it'll be on the side. If people are making this protein, they're gonna brag about it. They're not gonna hide it. Okay.
Right.
So you should always look for like a low temperature process.
Okay.
That just means when they're processing this protein, they're using low heats. So high heats is a cheaper way of processing, but you're gonna denature that protein. So now you're not getting the full grams that it says it's on the side of the protein. So we're looking, does this have this for my goals? Well, if it's high processed, you're not gonna necessarily get that. We don't know how much, it's very vague, but it's definitely denatured, okay? Now another one is gonna be cross-flow microfiltrated, or just a fancy way of when they're separating these proteins, they're using a microfiltration. Just means they're using a natural ceramic filtration system. There's no chemicals. The opposite, the cheaper side, is going to be chemical ion exchange. Well, now you separated your protein, but now there's a bunch of chemicals in there. So that can be a lot of that chalkiness, that grittiness. It's going to kind of hurt your stomach. So I always show people the quality, because if they're not necessarily lactose or dairy intolerant, we want a good whey protein because that's going to be a complete source of protein. It's really good for goals of building muscle and burning fat. So that's what we like to look for in the quality.
Does it say that on the back of protein tubs? Does it say high heat or? So
it won't necessarily say that.
Okay.
But it will. The good qualities will say low temperature processed.
Okay.
It will say microfiltrated. So those are your keywords you want to look for on the good, better, best.
Okay, awesome. What's the difference between pre-made protein shakes that you would find in the store? I know, like at a box store like Costco, or some we find at the gas station, or protein powders.
Very good question. Because again, it's all about convenience. I like these,
right? Right.
I got kids.
Give me something easy.
Yes.
Right.
I'm out the door. I'm drinking it in the car.
Yeah.
So again, it's a great question, and it's one of those convenience items that they're everywhere. They're in gas stations. They're in grocery stores. But again, when it comes to health and wellness and our goals, we got to really look into these things because it's going to matter on your quality. So anything that's pre-made, those pre-made drinks, is going to be pasteurized. Okay, so pre-made milk, we got to pasteurize it. All that means is they're heating it. So again, those high heats. So I just tell people, if you're just starting out and you like these and you use these and you're adding more protein to your diet, awesome. But if we ever hit a plateau, or if you ever hit kind of a roadblock, you're like, what the heck? Where are my results going? Well, it's probably the quality. We need to up that a little bit so we can actually absorb more protein. So those are just pasteurized. So on the label it says, okay, we got 30 grams of protein in this drink. Well, you pasteurize it, you denature that protein. Again, that number's ticking down of how much we're actually consuming and absorbing in our body.
Okay, so higher quality protein, better absorption rate in your body. So your body and your muscles are actually going to get more of the protein.
Yep.
Lower quality, more convenience protein, you're going to be absorbing less.
Yep.
Okay.
Great.
But some is always better than none.
Great, yeah,
right?
100%. And
right.
convenience and adherence is going to be number one. So if, again, if it's just like, I just keep forgetting the powder and things like that, and you can use those shakes and you're getting results, why not?
Yeah.
But there's going to be a time where it's like, I just want that last little bit. I got a wedding coming up. I want the trip.
Right.
Then we want to step that quality up, better results.
Okay. Okay, so one of the questions I get a ton is, what should I mix? I'm going to try this protein powder.
Yep.
And what should I mix it with? Should I mix it with water, juice, put it in a smoothie, coconut water? Is there one that's better than the other?
Yeah. Again, it's always going to come down to our personal goals and what we want, right? So there's no right or wrong answer. Now, there are two different types of proteins, okay? So when we're talking smoothies and meals and snacks, we want a good whey protein blend, okay? The big thing there is it's going to be a sustained digestibility. It's going to keep you full for 2 to 3 hours. It's going to really break down exactly like a whole food. So when you look at protein powders, it'll say whey protein blend, or it's going to be a complex. Those are the ones that you're not going to mess up. We can throw them in milk or water. You can throw them in juice and smoothies. Now, what should I do, or what should I mix it with? I always say it always comes down to goals.
Yep.
If you're having trouble, because it's all calories in versus calories out,
Yep.
if I'm like, I just keep putting on weight, what's going on? Well, we're just eating a little too many calories. So it's probably, well, let's save some calories. Let's not put it in the juice. Let's not put it in the whole percent milk, the whole milk. Let's go to more of a skim milk. Let's go to a 1%, save some calories, still enjoy my shake, but now I'm not adding on extra fats and extra calories, right? But if I worked with a lot of high school athletes. If I got a younger athlete who needs calories, well, heck yeah, let's throw some orange juice in there. Let's throw some fruit in there. Let's make this more of a calorie surplus. They can enjoy it. They sip on it. We're good to go. So it really comes down to goals and whatever that person is really looking for.
Okay, awesome. Can you talk more about whey protein blend and what that means? Like, what other protein powders are in there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So there's a few different categories of proteins. There's
a lot.
There's whey protein, there's whey protein casein, there's whey protein isolate. So when you talk about a blend, you want the majority is just a good whey protein, right? Now you're gonna have a little bit of casein because casein protein is really good for slowing down that digestibility. And then you're also gonna see some isolates in there because it's just gonna be more isolated protein. You're getting that protein intake up without a bunch of fats and other things associated with it. So you want the majority is a good whey protein with a little bit of casein sprinkled in, a little isolate, but that would be a good blend, a good mix.
Awesome. Are there vegetarian and vegan options? I have a couple people that I work with that are strictly no animal products. Tell me about that. And is it the same as whey protein, or is it the same as like that higher quality protein? Can you get high quality vegetarian, vegan proteins?
So it's awesome. We got a lot of science, a lot of research these days.
Yeah.
10, 15 years ago, You could get it, but it was very sludgy and it was
Disgusting.
terrible.
It was
Yes,
awful.
it was not the best.
It's not.
So yes, so they do have vegan, vegetarian options. It's going to be driven mostly from pea protein. Okay, so when we talk about protein, we want complete amino acid profiles. Pea protein, it's close. You're very close. So when you're looking at a vegetarian protein, again, flip it over to the ingredients. Pea proteins should always be number one. Now, you always want some sort of brown rice protein, something else in there that's going to complete that amino acid profile. So now I can, again, build muscle, burn fat, whatever my composition goals are, I can go forward. So if it's just pea protein by itself, it's good, better than nothing.
Right.
But we always want as much of a complete amino acid profile as possible, and you can get that with vegan options now.
When should I be drinking these protein shakes? So is there a good time of the day? Should it be for every meal? Like what is kind of ideal timing for protein shakes? Does it matter?
Yes, I love it. Again, there's no cookie cutter answer here. Supplements are here to supplement our nutrition and our day-to-day. We are always going to preach whole food first. That is our body's fuel. That is what our body needs to run on. Give it the good whole food, okay? Now, there's going to be times where we're busy. We don't feel like cooking. We don't feel like cleaning a bunch of dishes.
We're traveling.
I got to go on the run. So those are the times where it's, I don't have time. I'll just get it later. Well, our body needs some sort of fuel. We're doing this for a reason, right? So I would say it's it's a convenience option. We use these good quality protein shakes. It's the same thing as chicken breast, but I don't got to cook or clean. So a lot of people do in the morning, breakfast, let's get the day started. We're not doing a bunch of eggs, things like that. Again, running around, picking the kids up from school. If we're going on vacation, we usually do a lot more out to eat, a lot more sugary foods. Well, yeah, throw some shakes in there. So then at least our body has protein so we can keep building muscle, burning fat, and we're still taking steps forward.
Yeah, I always tell people, I personally drink 2 protein shakes a day, if not more, if I work out. But I also eat like 5 or 6 meals a day. So.
And that's the rule of thumb is
right.
The people that see the best results, that are overall healthy, are going to, again, 2 shakes a day. If it's a female, 20 to 30 grams, male, 30 or 40. Well, female, that's an extra 60 grams of protein that 90 to a lot of % of people, that's not an exact number, but we undereat protein.
Yes.
And those are great ways where if you throw 2 shakes in a day, doesn't matter whenever your busiest is, now we're set for foundations to move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And even on travel days for me, I always have more protein shakes on travel days because I always say protein shakes are like the greatest thing, especially for travel days, because you can find in airports lots of fat and lots of carbs, right?
Yep.
There's nuts and chips and there's tons of those kinds of options, but really the only options in airports are like beef sticks, and they're not even that good.
And you're paying $30.
You're paying $1 million for it. So I always take protein shakes when I travel. I mean, they're great for like in the car going to pick up my kids. And they're great for when I'm like, oh, I forgot lunch today, or I come home from coaching class at 7 p.m. and I'm like, I didn't eat dinner tonight, and I don't want to eat, make chicken at 7:30 at night.
Exactly.
So,
yep.
I love that convenience first, but whole foods first, and use them as like a convenience factor for sure. It's a great way to get 60 extra grams of protein a day.
100%.
Yeah.
And it goes back to that. Well, what do I mix it with? Good quality proteins, you can mix it with anything. So the waters taste amazing.
Yep.
So you talk about an airport, it's like, cool, just go grab a water bottle, throw that protein powder in there, shake it up, now you're good to go. It tastes amazing, you're really good. So quality of protein will taste better with water. So if you have one that's like, this just doesn't taste the best, then we want to flip it around and really look for those key factors, those variables.
I agree. And what about like mixing ability? Is there any correlation to like high quality protein, and if it mixes better, does it typically mix better than?
Absolutely.
Okay. Like lower grade?
Yep. So you're not going to get that grittiness, that chalkiness, the clumps.
Yeah.
A lot of that is due to denaturization of protein, those chemicals, all that will always play a part in the mixability and the taste as well.
Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. Okay.
There is kosher protein. It's very...
No way.
So, yeah. So that's what a lot of people don't know.
Katy, you buy get that supplement superstore?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we have, so there's different qualities. So you got your vegan, you've got your blends, you got your whey, but then there's kosher options, which again, a few years ago probably wasn't out there, but it has the kosher stamp. Quattro is an amazing brand for the kosher protein. Tastes good, really good quality. A lot of those excuses of just like, I have this or this or this, really ask those questions because 99% we're going to be able to tailor to anybody. And that's what we do at Supplement Superstores. We want to make sure we can enjoy that protein, and it doesn't matter the lifestyle or who we are. We want to make sure you're set and ready to go.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome. Okay, so the supplements at Supplement Superstore, the proteins at Supplement Superstore are obviously all high quality. Is there one that you would recommend? Like, what's your go-to protein powder? Because that's what I'm always asked. Like, what's your go-to protein powder that doesn't cost an arm and a leg? And
yeah, so we tailor to everybody. Okay, so like we said, there's no bad protein. So when I was in college and I was college football and I was paying for all my own supplements, I took that like, I don't need the highest quality right now. I'm a big dude. I need something affordable. What do you got, right? So I took that like, okay, it might not be the perfect low temperature process, but for my day and age and what I was living through in that time, I needed that protein. Right. So we have everything under the sun. So the cheaper proteins will, like you said, now we know what to look for, and it's cool. Am I getting results? Do I hit this? Perfect. When I hit that plateau, now it's like, okay, now it's time to step it up. So one, there's no like, we just carry premium protein.
oh, that's good to know, because
have-
I feel like some of those stores, or you would feel like some of those stores, you would walk in and have to pay
everything, and
Right.
this is your one option, and you're taped to it, right?
Right.
So that is a very freeing feeling. I was a
Yeah.
customer before I worked there.
Yeah.
Where it's nice. We do have all these options. Now, my most preferred and what I've seen the best results with and what I feel the best with is going to be one that has one or two of those qualities. Low temperature process, cross-flow microfiltrated. So I love Carbon Fire is an amazing brand. They throw digestive enzymes in there. So it's for a meal replacement. It's very thin, very easy to drink. No stomach issues, low temperature cross-flow, absolutely phenomenal. First Form, local St. Louis brand. They have both qualities. They are very, very good.
There's tons of flavors too.
Tons of flavors. Yeah, you can go into your sweet, you can go into your basic, your smoothies.
I've seen people mix them. Like they're like half a scoop of this one, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
I know, we got just a little cocktail in there.
Yeah.
So those are very, very good. Evo Fusion is not a local company, but a very good quality company. But again, we have a wide variety. Those are just some of my favorites, but we can definitely show you some different flavors. We'll walk you through the steps. You can really look at those options and get a good one for you.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time and your honesty and just overall education, because I know a lot about protein powders, but just for me, hearing about like the processing and all of that was just fascinating. And what you don't know, and so it'll be cool to give everybody a little view of what goes on behind the scenes of protein powders.
Well, thank you for coming out, and just thank you for your community that you've built, and your females, and it's just you guys are awesome, and it takes a village, and we need those community aspects. So just thank you for everything you're doing for the community and for coming out.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks.